welcome to today's episode of the Daily Blend. I'm your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Liz Wiecken. And Liz is a personal trainer at Crunch Fitness. How are you, Liz?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Okay, girl. So tell us about what you do over at Crunch. Let's jump right in.
All right. So I'm a certified personal trainer. I became a trainer a year ago when I had already lost 110 pounds naturally. My cardiologist, Dr. Chuckalingham, he's been on Pepper and Friends, and he's been, I think, on the show before.
He's coming. He's coming soon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I met him from working at University Hospital. My father-in-law, he suffered a heart attack and passed away unexpectedly. And so that was my wake-up call that I needed to do something because I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I had no energy. I couldn't even work full-time. I was working 4 hours. I was in pain. And I was only like 33 at the time. So I knew that if I didn't change something, I wasn't going to live very long. So after that, I made an appointment with MU Heart and Vascular, and I got lucky. I got Dr. Chuckalingham, and I said, I don't want to take meds. I want to get better. And so his Heartful Living program, like he called it High Life Journey at that time, with the intermittent fasting, whole natural foods, and practicing gratitude to reduce stress, I immediately the next day, I jumped right in and took it super seriously. I meal prepped. And then before I knew it, the weight was coming off, my labs were getting better, my blood pressure went down. And then at the 1 year mark, I was like, well, now I've lost all this weight. Now I want to work out. So I came to Crunch Fitness, and I hired a trainer there, and my husband did too. And we trained with him for about 4 months. And then I started making really good progress. I started seeing my muscles, my body changing. I was getting stronger. I was at that time now, I was working full-time at the hospital, 12-hour shifts, no pain, lots of energy. So about last year in April, I was talking to the manager. I said, I'm thinking about becoming a personal trainer. I want to help other people because I know what it's like. And so she said, absolutely, we'll help you get certified and come to the interview with the regional manager next week. And so I did. And our interview was like an hour and a half long. And he said, you know what, I don't usually offer people the job in the interview, but I want you to work here. And so now I've been doing this a year. Last August, I became full-time as a trainer, and I love what I do. I have about 19 clients now, and so.
What an amazing story.
Thank you. Yeah.
So let's go back, because we have a picture. We have a before and after picture, right? Yes. That you sent us that we are going to share for our video audience, for our audience who's watching, our TV audience.
Yes.
And so you said, how much weight did you lose naturally?
110 pounds.
110 pounds naturally in a year.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yep. Walking is the best exercise for beginners, just getting your steps in, lots of water, and then just eating food that doesn't come from a factory, basically. If it grows in the ground or it's natural, it doesn't have to be processed. That's the best food for your body. And that's what helped me the most. And stress is a big problem nowadays for most people. And so focusing on all the good things that you have going for you and spending less time thinking about the negative stuff, that is what keeps you going. Because
that's a whole mindset change, though, isn't it, Liz?
Yeah, completely.
You have to, right? We talk about that a lot in my house. You have to mentally stop yourself, right, from going down that mental path and reset, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And trying to surround myself with music and media that supports that mindset, because if you find yourself listening to sad songs, you're going to feel sad. So I would even send Dr. Chuckalingham music. I'm listen to this song. It's about gratitude. And so just keeping that stuff as your focus. And bad things happen and negative things come in, but you just have to let it go. Just let it go, because most things that we're stressed about, we can't control anyway.
No.
So worry about what you can control. And like with your health, he's shown through multiple patients that even if you think that you can't fix anything, you can get better and improve your quality of life. And I'm lucky that I took action when I did, because I worry so much that, how much time did I have left if I would have stayed in that condition? If I didn't change my eating, if I didn't change my movement habits. And now I'm now out of all things, I'm doing bodybuilding, and I never thought I would do that 3 years ago. So
it's a true testament, though, to how deciding something, like making a decision that you're going to do something, I'm going to stick with it. You know what I mean? And just jumping in like you did, like you said the very next day.
The next day I was like, I'm doing this. I'm not going to go back. And like, you just change your life and you just say, you know what, my life depends on it, because it does. And I see what happened. Like when I worked at the hospital, I saw what happens if you don't move your body and if you don't eat healthy, because your health can go downhill so fast. And so that's kept me going, because I'm like, if I'm not going to know how far I'll get if I stop. So
and I imagine having somebody like you as a trainer who's been there. Do you know what I mean? I bet that makes a difference.
A lot of people have told me that they appreciate having a trainer that's been through the process, because, you know, someone that's always been healthy and fit their whole life, they don't understand the struggles of like gaining the weight, the health problems and stuff. And so because I've been there in their shoes, and I'm like, I tell them all the time, I'm like, I know how to eat like a plus size person. So I know how to swap things out to make it fit into my calorie budget, or, you know, my macros. Like, if you like this kind of treat, I've got an alternative. And I always ask my clients, send me pictures of what you're eating, just so I can see what you typically like to eat. I'm not judging you, because now I know what I can suggest to improve that meal or improve that treat or whatever. So that way,
that's awesome.
If it's so they can keep that lifestyle change going.
That's awesome, because really that's what it's about, right?
Yeah, it's
being able to maintain it.
Yeah,
right. Being able to maintain it. That's why fad diets don't work.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna just eat that all day for the rest of your life, right?
Exactly.
Right. So that's really smart. Well, Liz, okay, real quick, how can people find you?
Oh, Crunch Fitness on 101 South Providence. I'm a personal trainer there, and I have room for more clients.
Welcome to your Be Well moment by Burrell Behavioral Health. Practicing gratitude is a way to simultaneously recognize the hard things we are navigating while also putting attention to the things we appreciate. Let's practice a little gratitude together. Think of 3 things today that you are grateful for. This could be kind words from a coworker, a snuggle from a pet, or a smooth commute. We know that life is messy and beautiful at the same time. Gratitude helps us hold space for it all.